Well, it's springtime. That's when everybody's thoughts turn to baseball and softball. And over in Eastchester, they have a team that's burning up the league. Eric?
Eastchester just completed a perfect 22-0 season, which included 12 shutouts. Several members of the Eagles hit over 400, but the main reason for Eastchester's success has been pitching. Number 1 pitcher, Jennifer Satrielli, 12-0, 0.28 ERA, 2 no-hitters, 6 one-hitters, 114 strikeouts, only 18 walks.
The best I've ever coached in my life, really. I'm 12 years of coaching, and she throws as hard as anybody I've ever seen. And I know a couple of kids up north really throw hard, and they're trying to compare both of them. I have no idea, but I'll tell you, I mean, she works and works, and she wants it.
It's phenomenal. I mean, she's a franchise. I guess you could say that. She's like a franchise at Eastchester.
Number 2 pitcher, Bonnie Bell, 10-0, 0.47 ERA, 3 one-hitters, 72 strikeouts, only 19 hits allowed. Oh, and offensively, she leads the team in RBIs.
Between her pitching and her hitting, she was leading the team up until today with the most hits on the team, and she was up above 400. And I'll tell you, between that and her pitching, and she's only a junior, which is nice.
Satrielli's a senior, and she's been getting hitters out at Eastchester for 4 years. But her pitching prowess started even earlier.
It started back about, I was in like 7th grade or so, and a guy from Taco, Matt Fortino, started me with windmill. And then when I got into the high school, Mr. Walsh sent me away to camps and stuff. And it's when I actually got to the camps that I realized that, that I could do something with this.
I picked a lot of my abilities up from Jen, from watching her, and I just watch her and I look up to her because she's awesome. Just to watch her is like watching like a perfect form, and I just hope I can be like her.
Both Satrielli and Bell are humble, and they credit much of their success to Walsh.
He's like it's like having 2 fathers. He's the best, he's always there for you, softball and not softball, and he's a great guy. He just keeps it fun. I mean, never once did he put us down or threaten us or make us feel nervous because we were undefeated and we had to win. He always makes it fun, and if we lose, we lose, as long as we do a good job.
Oh, he's very strong and motivates us very. He tells us, if it's not a good day for us, come on, keep at it. He works us hard in practice, and, he just motivates us just as everybody else does.
The Eagles have had some trouble in past sectionals. They've never made it beyond the semifinal round, but Satrielli says that'll all change this year.
Psychologically, I've been looking towards that the whole time. I mean, semifinal sectionals, we've never won. It just seems like every time we get there, something goes wrong or something happens. But I'm determined this year. I'm not leaving this place until we win sectional semifinals.
I'd like to win my last game, and that would mean a lot if we win our last game.
And of course, if they win their last game, that means they will be New York State Class C champions. Now, the sectionals start for Eastchester this week. Incidentally, Satrielli won the Con Edison Award last week. She will attend Fordham University in the fall. Go to softball, the Eastchester girls, 27-0 on the season. They too are in the state semifinals of Class C. They got there by defeating John Burke by a score of 20-5, a game in which they pounded out 20 base hits. Now, last weekend, the Eagles beat Pine Plains 2-0 in the best-of-3 series. So to Eastchester we go. Pick up highlights of Eastchester Pine Plains. Game 1, and look at that. There he is, Cable 3 star Ray Karowski on hand. Here's Jennifer Satrielli, star of her own right. She got the win, 15-0 on the season. There, Bonnie Bell covers first base on the nice play. 2-0 Eastchester in the top of the 5th inning. Pine Plains trying to get on the board. Tasha Dorozinski at the bat, and she hits a RBI single to center field. 1 run is in, and it's 2-1. Bottom of the 5th, though, Satrielli walked to load him up for Bonnie Bell, who thinks that's funny, and she promptly clears the bases with this long double. All 3 runners scored. This hit blows the game open. 5-1 Eastchester. Bell eventually would score. Eastchester wins the first game by a score of 6-1. Well, there they are celebrating game number 1, but it was time to get on with game number 2. Played immediately following. Top of the first, wasting no time is Elise Sofer. 2-run triple. Eagles lead it by a score of 2-0. Now the next batter, Degatano the batter, and she cranks one to left field. Look at this shot. Sofer easily scores from third base. Eastchester with 3 runs in the top half of inning number 1 take a 3-0 lead. And they went on to win it as Bonnie Bell went the distance for Eastchester, now 11-0 in the year with 6 strikeouts. Eastchester wins it 10-4, and that their first sectional crown ever. Well, the Ardsley boys may not have won the states, but the Eastchester girls did. Eastchester completed a perfect 29-0 season with a 4-0 win over Hampton Bays and a 6-1 win over Northern Adirondack in the Class C state finals. So let's go to Newburgh right now, where we start off semifinal action, Eastchester against Long Island's champion, Hampton Bays. Well, on the mound is Tuffy, 18-4 for Hampton Bays. Bottom one, though, Jen Satrielli sacrifice fly. Eagles lead 1-0, and that's all they would need as Satrielli pitched on the mound there, one of her 10 strikeouts. Eastchester added one in the second, 2 in the third. Satrielli again here with the strikeout on fastball up high as she gets the win 17-0, gave up just 3 hits. They're the final out as Hampton Bays challenged in the last inning. Eastchester wins 4-0. Now the question is, would Eastchester have enough to go deep down for one more win against Northern Adirondack? And the answer was yes. First batter of the game, Sue Del Vecchio, long double over the left fielder's head, and they continued on from there. Still top half inning, number 1, Bonnie Bell, the cleanup batter, gets a sacrifice fly into left center field. Del Vecchio comes in to score. Eastchester 1, Northern Adirondack 0. Still top half inning, number 1, Elise Seufer with a triple. Almost caught, but just by the left fielder. Satrielli all the way around the score from first base. Eastchester on top, 2-0. Now Satrielli, who pitched the first game, also pitches the second game. Here takes something off this pitch. Beautiful strikeout, 1 of 11 for Satrielli. Eastchester would add 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth. Here, Elise Seufer again with a rocket into right center field. Her second triple of the day. Also added a double, 3 for 4 in the championship game. Elise Seufer, the hitting star. And here the final out. Long season, they waited for this. Satrielli with the strikeout. Eastchester finishes 29-0. They beat Northern Adirondack by a score of 6-1. Now, no team at Eastchester had gone undefeated since the 1946 football team. The Eastchester girls become the first team ever at Eastchester to win a state championship. For the Eagles, it took 2 games in the states at Newburgh, 2 games in the sectional finals against Pine Plains, but most of all, it took 2 exceptional pitchers, Jennifer Satrielli and Bonnie Bell.
Make a dream come true. Just take 2. One can have a broken heart, living in misery. 2 can really ease the pain like a perfect remedy. One can be alone in a car like an island he's all alone. 2 can make it just in their place. Being home, it takes 2, baby. It takes 2, baby. Me and you. Just take 2.
And what a year for Eastchester, 29-0. Look at their pitchers. Jennifer Satrielli, 18-0. Bonnie Bell, 11-0. Bell, just a junior. Satrielli also added 8 one-hitters to that mark. Bell and Satrielli, both all-section players. Sue Del Vecchio and Elise Seufer joined Bell and Satrielli as all-league players. Satrielli also the 1990 Westchester County Softball Player of the Year. All right, Eastchester State Championship softball team was rewarded last weekend. A parade was held in Eastchester, and various awards were presented to the Eagles. The parade started at the high school and proceeded to Town Hall. There, several town and school officials, as well as 2 very special guests, greeted the girls.
May continue to work hard as a team, set your goals and go for it, because this proves that if you work hard and you're determined, you can do anything.
The lessons that you have learned through the teamwork and the hard work that you put in to achieve this are going to be invaluable throughout your life.
Just 1 week after Eastchester completed its perfect 29-0 season, everybody seemed to have a different reason for the Eagles' success.
Our fielding is also very, sturdy, and, we work hard at practice every day, but it's basically our defense.
It was the pitching, like Bonnie and Jen, they worked together and stuff, and a lot of the other teams couldn't really get hold of a pitch of Jen or Bonnie. But basically our hitting really came through. I mean, even when Bonnie and I had a bad day, we were scoring 10 and 15 runs, so it really didn't matter either way.
It's just everybody having a one super year.
The girls will carry this experience with them their whole lives, and so will their school.
We're absolutely thrilled with the 29-0 record. I don't know if we'll ever top this record. It's our first state championship here at Eastchester.
It's a really wonderful experience. It's great for the school. It's tremendous, for the kids. It's a good thing for the community. We're just elated.
For Eastchester's softball team and Coach Walsh, 1990 may be one of those once-in-a-lifetime things. But at least one girl hopes it isn't.
We'll lose some seniors, but, we'll be strong again next year. So.
All right, and that's certainly not good news for opposing teams.
In New York, Eastchester High is pounding all of its opponents these days. Behind pitcher Jennifer Satrial and second baseman Bonnie Bell, the undefeated Eagles beat Portchester 10-0 for the James Ace Morabito Softball Tournament Championship. Satrial pitched a no-hitter and tripled in 2 runs in the first inning. Bell followed with a homer. Mike Quick talks about the Eastchester softball team that boasts one of the best pitchers in the state, Jennifer Satriali.
And what a year Eastchester's Jen Satriali is having. In her 74 innings pitched, the Fordham-bound southpaw has 112 strikeouts while allowing just 3 earned runs. On Saturday, Jen ran her personal record to 12-0, leading the state's number 6 ranked Class C squad to a 6-1 win over Nanuet.
I do feel that I can prevent them from getting a real good hit. If I can watch where they're standing and work with my catcher and throw the pitches that I know I should, I'm confident that I could almost prevent them from getting a hit.
Long day for Pine Plains as they ran into undefeated Eastchester in the Section 1 Class C final. Eastchester's Elise Sofer giving East a 2-0 lead, lacing the triple down the left field line. Angela Degatano unloading with 1 on. Check that shot out all the way to the fence. Eastchester wins game number 2, 10-4 the final.
The Eastchester girls know it's not quantity, but quality that counts. With only 10 players on the team, the Eagles beat Northern Adirondack 6-1 for the Class C crown. Eastchester finished the year 29-0. Pitcher Jennifer Satriali won both the semifinal and championship games, improving her record to 18-0.
Dom, as a head baseball coach and athletic director, this has to be a happy moment. It's Eastchester's first state championship team. How do you feel about this, and is there anything you want to say to the girls?
Well, of course, Ray, we're absolutely thrilled with the 29-0 record. I don't know if we'll ever top this record. It's our first state championship here at Eastchester. It's the first undefeated team since 1946. That was a football team. To the girls, I would love to say congratulations. Job extremely well done. You're a tribute to your school, your community, and to your families. We're very proud.
Thank you, Dom. Enjoy the parade.
Thank you.
Should I go get soda? Yeah.
Me and my office in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Skip, congratulations, state championship team. In the beginning of the year, the members come out, you only have 10 players. Now this is really tough because you don't even have enough players for an inter-squad scrimmage. How did you feel about this, and what was going through your mind?
Well, I was really worried about, God forbid, any injuries happen during the year. I mean, 10 players it's kind of tough, and especially when they're really good players. You know, I just kept on hoping and praying that everything would go good for us this year, and if we got any little injuries, they would, you know, overcome it and be tough, and they were really tough this year. I'm really proud of them, what they did, the job they did.
Now, how many returning starters did you have?
5 from last year's team, of which we had 13 really, because some of we didn't have a JV last year, so that's another problem. We trying to rebuild this year again, which is a tough thing to do after being out even only a year.
Now, in your mind, opening of the season, you have 2 of the greatest pitchers, Sacciarelli and Bell. Was this a positive point in your mind, knowing that even though you had 10 players, that the 2 pitchers, along with the others playing, would carry you to the section championship and possibly go to the States?
Well, I knew we had really 2 super pitchers, and just was hoping that they would definitely come through like everybody was predicting. Again, we had a lot of other players behind us. I mean, they did one hell of a job, but our defense behind us and our hitting came through. I mean, every player contributed. All 10 players contributed throughout the year. We had Jen Teichner, who was playing outfield for us, Stacy Viafor, our center fielder all year long, Susie Liptak, who played left field for us, who came on real strong for us, and same thing with Stacy, since Stacy hasn't played in 2 or 3 years. Angela DiGaetano, my right fielder, who's only a sophomore, who had one hell of a year. We had Lisa Kaza, another girl who didn't play softball for 2 years, which, you know, these kids came through, which we were hoping for. Machiko Urad, who's played 4 years for me since 8th grade, but she's graduating as a junior this year, which we'll definitely miss. Elise Seufer, again, who hasn't played in 2 years, first baseman who led my team in hitting. You know, it's just everybody having one super year. Then we have returning all-section player from last year, and this year again, Sue Del Vecchio, who I think is the best catcher in Westchester, and hits the heck out of a ball, especially for a leadoff batter. It surprises everybody. And then with Bonnie and Jen Satch, and, you know, what can I say about those 2? Between the hitting of Bonnie and the pitching of her, and Jennifer's pitching, holding every record in Eastchester's history. I mean, you know, there's 10 players that contribute during that the whole year, you know, one way or another, and it was a total team effort, and the confidence they had was just really great. Super job that they had.
Super job, excellent, super excellent, because of a record of 29-0. Almost unbelievable to hear a softball team, baseball team to go so many games undefeated. Skip, congratulations again. You deserve it. Enjoy this parade.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks, Ray, and thanks for Cable 3 and even the town of Eastchester, and of course our school system for doing this for us. The kids really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Skip. Mr. Sullivan, as principal of the high school, this is Eastchester's first state championship team. How do you feel about this?
Well, you know, as the principal, it's a really wonderful experience. It's great for the school. It's tremendous, you know, for the kids. It's a good thing for the community. You know, we're just elated.
Now, we talked about the softball team. They're basically talented. There's no doubt about it. They're great players. And now let's talk about their academics. How are they doing in school?
Well, that's what makes the team special, Ray. There are 12 girls on the team. 8 members of those girls of that team are members of the National Honor Society, which means that they're exceptional in leadership, in scholastic abilities, and their dedication to the community. They're just a very, very special group of young ladies, and just a great representation, I think, of what a state champion should be.
And also a good credit to the school is that Stacy Viafor, the center fielder, has received a full scholarship to Kutztown College, and Jen Sacciarelli a full scholarship to Fordham University.
Oh yeah, and I think there are going to be more coming. I think that's just the beginning. This is going to be an exceptional thing for the team.
Okay, thank you very much, and enjoy the parade.
Thanks, Ray.
Jen Sacciarelli, congratulations on a state championship team. You had a great year. You're the most valuable softball player in the county. You have a record this year of 18-0. You had no hitters, 1 hitters. It's just a super tremendous year. The team, the state championship team, immediately in your mind, off the top of your head, what do you think were the main keys to the success of this state championship team?
I think the combination of our hitting and the pitching, Bonnie and myself, I think that's what did it. Our defense was also awesome, but basically our hitting really came through. I mean, even when Bonnie and I had a bad day, we were scoring 10 and 15 runs, so it really didn't matter either way.
Now, you're going on to Fordham on a full scholarship. You enjoyed so much success in high school. Con Edison Award winner, among others, a Regent Scholarship winner. At Fordham, are you looking forward to continuing on with your success and possibly leading the Fordham softball team to the NCAA championship? Is that one of your goals?
Well, I hope so. They had a tough season last year because they lost a lot of girls, a couple of pitchers and stuff. They only were playing with the full season with 2 pitchers. So hopefully with a couple of more pitchers added to the staff this year, they'll be a little better and we will be as good.
Now, I went to the section championship game, and I was sitting next to your father for about a few minutes. He stood up, he walked around, he looked very nervous, like he was in a hospital waiting for his wife to have a baby. And I'm sure he was like that during the season and at home. Did he say anything to you before the state championship game because of his nervousness?
Not really. He tries to stay away from me because he knows he makes me nervous, so he tries to stay away from me till after the game, but basically he just tells me to do my best.
Now, in the championship game, you pitched 2 games back to back. I mean, is that hard, or was your arm sore, or how did you feel about doing that?
My arm wasn't sore at all, but we had like a 4-hour break in between because of the thunderstorm. So basically it was going to be like a 3-hour break, but it ended up being a lot longer, so it was a lot easier. But my arm didn't really hurt at all, and I was just so pumped.
Well, congratulations. I know that was one of your goals, to get there and win the state championship. You really deserve it, and enjoy the parade.
Thanks.
Sue Del Vecchio, congratulations on being a member of the state championship team. We just spoke to Skip Walsh, the head coach, and he mentioned that you're the best catcher in the league and possibly in the section and in the states, which is a great honor. Now, what does it mean being on a state championship team to you?
It shows that like a lot of hard work and a lot of effort pays off to like get what you want. In the beginning of the season, nobody expected a state championship out of all this, but we all worked together throughout the season. You know, we had some problems, but we worked them all out, and like together we just worked and we accomplished what we wanted. Because the middle of the season, we decided, you know, we have a really good team and maybe we can go for it all. And then when we did, we got it. It was just like totally overexciting. Everything was just incredible.
Well, the hard work really paid off because you were voted by the coaches on the all-section team. So why was this team so good, so strong?
A lot of the times it was the pitching, like Bonnie and Jen. They worked together and stuff. And a lot of the other teams couldn't really get hold of a pitch of Jen or Bonnie. And like Jen had some nice pitches and Bonnie had some really great pitches too. And the other teams, they just couldn't do it. And our fielding was pretty good too. It was actually really good. And, you know, it all worked together.
Well, congratulations, 29-0. It's a tremendous record. Enjoy the parade. You deserve it.
Thanks.
Bonnie Bell, congratulations on being a member of the state championship team. You were a pitcher, undefeated. You also played the infield. What factors, if there are one or a number of factors, or was it a total team effort that brought Eastchester to the pinnacle of greatness and winning the New York State championship in softball?
Well, it was definitely a team effort. You know, we have great pitching, and our fielding is also very, you know, sturdy, and, you know, we work hard at practice every day, but it's basically our defense that did it and our good hitting.
Well, you were just voted for the Section 1 team. You're a basketball player, and I'm sure that's one of your greatest sports because you enjoy that most and you have a lot of success. Now, you're only a junior, looking forward to next year. Do you think there might be a letdown in softball because you've won it all, the state championship, there's nothing more to get for, or will that burning desire be there to repeat?
No, I think, you know, we're still going to try really hard, just as we did this year, and, you know, we will lose some seniors, but, you know, we'll be strong again next year. So.
Thank you, Bonnie, and enjoy the parade. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Elise Soifer, congratulations on being a member of the state championship team, but more so, you're the first girl in the history of Eastchester High School to be all-section in volleyball, basketball, and softball. You were also voted the most valuable girl athlete in Eastchester High School. This is a culmination, the state championship team. How do you feel, and what does it mean to you?
Oh, it feels great to have done well on all three teams. I mean, all three teams are great. We had great girls on all three teams. This is just unbelievable. We're just so happy because we work hard in all three teams, everybody.
Now, you work hard in sports, but also you're a member of the National Honor Society. Do you feel that the work you put into your studies, the discipline, is a carryover into your athletics, or the discipline you get from athletics go into your studies?
I think the discipline I get from athletics go into my studies because you have to learn to manage your time more. And I don't know, I work hard at whatever I do, so.
Well, you're only a junior. You have another year. I wish you a lot of luck, success next year, and congratulations again, and enjoy the parade.
Thanks.
Wide open, lost. Stay white, John. That's everything. It's not bad. They got clobbered 8-1. This thing started at time. Why? My son Vinny was in a play on a CIA. Oh my
Morning, how you doing?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Bunny Rappaport, the director of the Eastchester Youth Council, and I'd like to welcome all of you to this wonderful celebration in honor of the New York State champion Eastchester Eagles girls softball team. I'd like to offer my congratulations to the team, their coaches, and their parents. It was truly a glorious victory. I'd also like to congratulate the Tuckahoe Tigers girls softball team on their achievement in winning the sectionals. This is the first time that our town has won 2 sectional titles. It was wonderful to read in yesterday's paper that so many of the girls from both of those teams have been named to our all-county team. Congratulations to all of you. I'm very happy to see so many honored guests here today, and I thank you all for coming, for helping to make this a special and memorable day for the team, the school, and our town. And because it really is Eastchester High School's day to celebrate, and because he's much more fun than I am, I'm delighted to turn the microphone over to your friend and mine, the Director of Athletics at Eastchester High School, Coach Dom Cesari.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rappaport. I'd like to thank you for organizing this parade. Also, my secretary, Mrs. Patricia Handel, who spent a lot of time on the phone with you. I'd like to thank Mr. Joseph Ranello, the school band, the cheerleaders, the teachers that came today, and I appreciate your support. It was indeed an honor for Eastchester this year to win the state title. It is an accomplishment that we just didn't dream of at the beginning of the season. Actually, all coaches dream of it. However, the accomplishment was outstanding because not only did they win the title, and I want to congratulate Tuckahoe too for a sectional title, but the Eastchester girls this year were 29-0, undefeated. They were the best. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the 1990 Class C champions, New York State undefeated. Number one, we have Jennifer Satrielli, a senior. She was picked as the outstanding softball player in the county this year. She will be attending Fordham University on a full scholarship next year. Congratulations, Jennifer Satrielli. I'll just stand right up. Next, a young lady, a senior. She will be attending Villanova University, Susie Liptak. Another senior attending the University of Massachusetts next year, Lisa Kaza. Next young lady will be attending Kutztown next year on a basketball scholarship, Stacy Viafor. Next, a real Renaissance girl. She's a junior graduating this year. She will be attending Wesleyan next year, giving a recital tonight in Scarsdale, Michiko Urata. Next, the outstanding catcher on this year's team, somebody to look for next year, a junior, Susie Del Vecchio. An outstanding junior this year. Again, look for her next year. We're going to try to fill some big shoes, Bonnie Bell. Chosen as this year's most outstanding athlete as a junior, Elise Seufer. Another outstanding junior, look for her next year, Jennifer Teichner. Our super soph, Angela DiGatano. Our representative from the Waverly School, a sophomore, Carmela Gizzo. And last but not least, another outstanding sophomore, Teresa DeVersa. Now, all this would not be possible without two outstanding coaches. Number one, an assistant volunteer coach, Mr. Joseph DeCrenza. This year's Daily News Coach of the Year, an outstanding accomplishment. I hope someday I can rival what you did, Tom. Tom Walsh. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very proud of the 1990 champions. I'd like to congratulate you, your families, and the town of Eastchester. Congratulations. Okay, folks, you can sit down and enjoy the festivities. On behalf of the school district and the athletic department, I really would like to congratulate the ladies for an outstanding accomplishment. It's not the winning so much that counts. It was the style, it was the work ethic, it was the price they paid to get to the state finals, and finally, under a tremendous amount of pressure of an undefeated season, to bring home the gold. They've really put Eastchester on the map. We're very proud, and as an athletic director, I can take none of the credit, but I'm very happy to be associated with these fine people and their wonderful coaches. Our first speaker today will be county legislator in the Eastchester colors, an alumnus of Eastchester High School, Mr. Andy Albanese.
Dominic was right. I'm very proud and privileged to wear the colors of the Eastchester High School, the cardinal blue, which we all of us in Eastchester who graduate Eastchester know what the colors mean. But I just want to say a word or two about the young athletes behind me. They're great. Not only do they bring honor to Eastchester, but also to Westchester County, the county which I represent as your legislator. So I say to each and every one of you, good luck and God bless you, and may your future be so bright that it's right up there into the stars. I would like to invite, if I may, Coach Walsh, to the members of the team before the next Board of Legislators to meet my colleagues in person at the next county board meeting, if it's all right, if the timing is right, Coach. Invite you all before the Board of Legislators where you can be seen by 17 other legislators representing not only Eastchester, but all of Westchester County, which we're all very proud to be part of. Thank you very much for inviting me, and good luck and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you very much, Andy. And now for the first proclamation, a gentleman who's been behind every program in the town of Eastchester. He's a wonderful person. As a matter of fact, the night that they won the championship, this gentleman was up at 11:45 at the school to meet them with the police department. He's been just terrific for the school system and I think for the town in general. Our supervisor, Mr. James Duty, and I'm going to ask Dr. Murphy to come up to receive the proclamation. Mr. Duty.
Thank you, Dom. Good morning on this beautiful sunny morning to all of you, to the athletes, to their coaches, and to all the people of Eastchester who've come out to honor them today. We are glad to see you, and certainly we are glad for the 1990 state champs and the win that they bring back to our town, the first ever. And that's why this parade, in combination with the town and the school district, is certainly a commemorating and fitting event. And I know that each of you out there joins us in honoring these fine ladies and their coaches because they have done an outstanding job in bringing back honor to Eastchester. On behalf of the town board, I'd like to present Dr. Murphy with the following proclamation in honor of today. It reads, whereas the Eastchester High School girls softball team achieved the highest honor, winning the 1990 Class C state championship, and whereas this remarkable achievement is the first in the history of Eastchester High School, and whereas this distinguished title was earned by the team and coaches through persistent, hard, extensive dedication and supreme mastery of softball, and whereas the 1990 Eastchester High School girls softball team and coaches are further distinguished by a 29-0 record for the season, and whereas the town people of Eastchester are enormously proud of the Eastchester High School girls softball team for attaining the coveted state championship title, and whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize the extraordinary accomplishments of the 1990 Eastchester High School girls softball team and coaches, now therefore be it resolved that I, James P. Duty, Supervisor of the Town of Eastchester, on behalf of the Town Board of the Town of Eastchester and all its people, do hereby proclaim warmest congratulations and heartfelt commendations to the coaches, the families, and members of the Eastchester High School girls softball team on this occasion of celebration, and do further proclaim Saturday, June 16, 1990, as Eastchester High School girls softball team day in the town of Eastchester. Congratulations.
Good morning. I'd like to thank all those people who put off mowing their lawn this morning to be here. What a difference a Saturday makes. Last Saturday, the girls got up about 6:30 in the morning, I guess, if they slept at all. And then struggled on through a long day. The easy part were the games because they just walked through the two teams they played. I was just hoping the season would go on. We wanted to play the New England champs next, didn't we, girls? But it was a wonderful day in spite of the rain last week. And what makes it so wonderful is that unlike many activities that people do in school, such as studying, you get on the honor roll on your own. You even make the honor society on your own. Not that I'm saying anything about the honor society, because we have 8 honor society members up here sitting at the in those team colors. But here you have to do it as a team, and it's so important, the sacrifices that have to be made for the good of the team. And that's what makes team sports so wonderful. You learn about living life in a way that you don't in just normal classroom activity. So I salute the girls not only for their classroom activity, for all those Honor Society members, but I also salute the girls for all of the work that they did this year. And I'm only sad that we didn't get a chance to play the New England champs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy. I would ask the state champions to please rise. The next presentation. You know, you folks really did all right. The next presentation will be by Congresswoman Nita Lowey.
What a glorious day for a glorious occasion. I'm really, truly thrilled to be here. As some of you know, I'm on the Education and Labor Committee, but I've always felt it's not enough to work on your mind. It's all a matter of teamwork, and you have to make sure that you're physically fit, because that keeps your mind mentally fit. So it was particularly a thrill for me to be here to know that you are #1. And it takes a lot of great teamwork to make you #1. And I'd like to congratulate, of course, Dr. Murphy, the superintendent, Mr. Sullivan, the principal, Coach Walsh, Coach DeCrenza. Who else am I forgetting? Dom Cesare, the director of athletics. It really is a team that made this day possible, and we're very proud. And in behalf of the Congress of the United States, I wanted to present to each team member a special certificate of appreciation in behalf of all of us for your outstanding job. May you continue to work hard as a team, set your goals and go for it, because this proves that if you work hard and you're determined, you can do anything. So I'm very proud of you. First of all, to Carmela Gizzo. I hope Jennifer, am I pronounced Tasner? Yeah. Susie Liptak. Congratulations. Jennifer Satriali. Jennifer's the pitcher. That's great. Lisa Koza. Stacy Viafori. I want you to know I was a baseball player too. I didn't quite make #1 in the state, but I know all the work that's required to get there. In fact, we have a pitcher right back there, our state Susie Oppenheimer. Machiko Arata. Sue Del Vecchio. Bonnie Bell. Elise Seufer. Angelo DeCatano. I hope we got all. Did we get the whole team? Oh, okay. Assistant coach Joe DeCrenza. And Coach Tom Walsh. Oh, how did I miss Teresa Diversa? You know, I always said you have to start for the community on up. Can you imagine if government and the community work together with a coach like this, what we can do in our country? Well, congratulations to all of you. I'm very, very proud to share this very special day. Keep up the great work. Congratulations.
Yes, you can sit. Thank you very much. What better than to get an endorsement from a Congresswoman? Now, don't ask for a raise. I mean, let's not get carried away. Before our next distinguished speaker, you know, we talk about the community, and the Congresswoman mentioned the community and the grassroots. I'd like to thank Captain Rick Lynch. I don't think anybody can appreciate that, but they had a storm in between games, and from what I understand, he was out there without his shoes on making the field ready. Rick, thank you very much. Our next distinguished speaker will be the state senator, Ms. Susie Oppenheimer.
I see the sun came out in time for the ceremony. I think that's appropriate because I think each one of the members here should be very proud of themselves. Your parents should be very proud of you too, because the parents had a lot of input, because they wouldn't be the youngsters they are without that input. And of course, Eastchester and your high school are very proud of you, and the county is proud of you, and I must say, as your state senator, I'm very proud of you. The lessons that you have learned through the teamwork and the hard work that you put in to achieve this are going to be invaluable throughout your life. These were not avenues that were readily available to people of my generation. I was a student athlete also, and did 3 sports varsity for 4 years in high school and 4 years in college. And in my generation, that was something that was sort of said behind the parents' hand. You know, Susie won the tennis championship again, and it was very quiet. And I am, indeed, I should make reference to what Nita Lowy said. I am the softball pitcher for the New York State Senate team.
What men and women?
You don't want to hear my record, but I will tell you, men and women, I am the only woman on the team. It is comprised of Democrats and Republicans, all male. However, I am their best pitcher. Interestingly enough, with Jen, I share the left-handedness, which is very helpful when you're a pitcher. While I want to say congratulations to each and every member, and you will be receiving a certificate from the state senate as well, and if possible, I would like to invite you all up to Albany to come into the state senate so that I can recognize you formally there. After the county. But I want to say, while I recognize each one of these outstanding athletes and also their accomplishments in the academic arena, I think we should single out those that have gotten special recognition. Jen, first and foremost, for her recognition everywhere. And Bonnie and Sue and Elise for their special recognition in the all-sectionals. And I think the lessons that you have learned participating in athletic endeavors and achieving what you have are going to stand you in wonderful stead as you grow into adulthood, because they are lessons that are invaluable, and I wish more of my peers had had the opportunity, female peers, to participate in competition so they are less fearful of competition, and to understand and appreciate the value of networking. So I know there's a brilliant future ahead for all of you, and I look forward to reading about each and every one of you in the future. Good luck. Congratulations.
And it's with great pleasure that I introduce to you, and I'm going to have him say a few words, a gentleman who took care of all the accommodations for the ladies. The state was going to put us up in Newburgh, and Mr. Sullivan decided they should go first class. So there was a lot of pressure on that final game. Our principal, tremendous supporter for athletics, Mr. John Sullivan.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. I think this parade represents the great things we can do for our kids when the town and the school board and the entire community get together and decide that we're going to do something, because this has been marvelous and really wonderful for our students. Our young ladies are special because they've won the state championship, and that's quite an accomplishment. But I would like to point out that they are like 99.9% of the young kids in this country in many, many other ways. They're decent, they're hardworking, they're concerned, they love their school, their parents, their community. They're what America is all about. And it's unfortunate that we live in a time when concentration and preoccupation is placed on the 0.1% of the young people in this country who are troubled and do some things wrong. It's easier for a 14-year-old teenager who robs a store to make the front page of a newspaper, the radio news broadcasts, and sometimes on a slow news day, a TV clip. It's easier for that person to get recognition than it is for 12 young ladies, 8 of which are members of the National Honor Society, who win 29 softball games in a row, who win a state championship, who never get into trouble, and who are just great kids. And I think that something is wrong when the 1% is here and the 99% is down here. So today is special. And I think it's an example to other communities that we should take the time to point out the great accomplishments of our young kids and take the negative stuff and put it somewhere where it can't be seen and it can't be recognized. Ladies, I thank you for the opportunity of bringing us here. You made it happen, and isn't it incredible that this is your day in this very fine community? Congratulations, and thank you.
Before I introduce to you some of our town board members, I would like to recognize Mr. Tom Kennedy from Cable 35. Thank you very much. Mr. Chris Chulo from Cable 3, and Mr. Raymond, and our own Mr. Raymond Kurowski from Eastchester High School. Thank you, Ray. And now the members of the town board. Again, we're very supportive of everything that goes on in Eastchester. Mr. John Albanese. Mrs. Dorothy Brennan. Coach Vito Pinto. Mr. Ray Albanese, our fire commissioner. Our town clerk, Mrs. Patty Dowenren. And I'd just like to say that Mr. Albanese invited the girls down for pizza after the festivities today. Thank you. And now, right. And now, the mayor of Tuckahoe for a presentation, Mr. Joseph Federoso.
Thank you, Don. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here as the mayor of Tuckahoe and also as part of the town of Eastchester, because the village of Tuckahoe is part of Eastchester, and Tuckahoe does like to recognize outstanding talent, whether it be individually or as a team. And we do recognize the fact that the Eastchester High School girls softball team is one heck of a team. They are the 1990 state champions. The village recognizes them. We're not going to invite you down to a meeting because we'll take care of that now. And Coach Walsh, if I may, I'd like to present this to you. And the plaque says, "The mayor and trustees of the village of Tuckahoe are proud to join the town in congratulating the Eastchester High School girls softball team and coaches, 1990 state champions, Joseph Federuso, Mayor." Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Federuso. I appreciate it very much. And now, if I could, ladies and gentlemen, before we close, the people that really made this all possible. You know, you're a product of your family. I would ask, please, the parents to come up and be recognized, the parents of our champions. Please come on up. Come on up, Jim. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up, folks. You know, I'm going to ask the parents to stay up here because the values that you taught in your home that we try to reinforce in the schools, and it was done very well this year by your coaches and everybody involved. Your daughters met the challenges this year, sought the help that was necessary in order for them to be successful. They adhered to the rules, they proved to be highly motivated, and they paid one tremendous price to get to that final game. To all of you, my sincere thanks. We will never forget you. There'll be a special picture up in the school. This is one team that will always be in Eastchester. This is one team that we will point at when we start every season. Parents, coaches, ladies, thank you very much. I'd like to thank all the guests that spoke today, and also those people that made it possible for us to have the program. And you have to wait a second because I'm getting instructions. They don't want me to close it. You've got another surprise. Oh, to be in your shoes, Walsh. Our town supervisor has some presentations for the ladies. I do apologize. And I'm going to ask Mr. Duty to come on back to the microphone.
No problem. Let's hear it for the parents. I think they certainly deserve a really big round of applause. Coach Cesare was so correct when he said that it's really a combination of effort. It's not just the team, of course, that's the heart of it. The coaches are very important. The parents, the support of the school, the support of the town and the community, especially when you're playing away from home. And I know these girls had that support, and it will be something they will carry with them for many years into the future, and certainly for many years to come. I'd like to, on behalf of the grateful town of Eastchester, present also a little token of our esteem and recognition for their effort this morning. I'd like to have each member of the team come up as we call your name. First, to Bonnie Bell, a certificate of recognition. Lisa Kaza. Congratulations. Susie Liptak. Jennifer Satriali. Congratulations. Elise Seufer. Jennifer Teichner. Mashiko Urata. And Stacy Viaforth. And to two outstanding gentlemen for their work in helping to bring home the bacon to Eastchester, Assistant Coach Joe DeCrenza. And last but certainly not least, Coach Tom Walsh. I think yesterday's newspaper said it all. The stories that have been written about and also that are yet to come for these ladies, not just in Eastchester softball history, but in later life, I'm sure all of us will read for many years into the future. They certainly have a bright future ahead of them as some of them go on to their college careers, others to team sports and play next year. Wherever they go, I know that they will take the gratitude of the town of Eastchester, the love and support of their parents, and all of us as they enter into their future endeavors, and certainly I know what will be bright careers ahead of them. So we wish them good luck, Godspeed, and congratulations for the honor that you have brought to the town of Eastchester. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duty. Again, I would like to thank Ms. Bunny Rappaport, the town of Eastchester, distinguished guests, and most of all you, ladies and gentlemen, who made this all possible. And I'd like to congratulate the team once more, along with their coaching staff. Tom, when we have negotiations, bring the gold in. It'll help everybody out. But it was a wonderful accomplishment. Ms. Bunny Rappaport has made arrangements for refreshments right afterwards. Mr. Anello, thank you very much. Thank the teachers that came today. I appreciate it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Let me say a word That's it. I'm very proud of you.
Your father, anything else? All right.
Yeah. We're there for lunch, you know. You look nice, you know.
Oh, she's gonna make a potato salad. Oh. I'm gonna say something like she's like.
The guy previously was way up and he wouldn't come down. Now he's come down.
The other camera.
Take it with
one left.
All right.